Be okay with being misunderstood, okay? Any season of elevation, period. You probably dealt with it all your life. Okay, I want you to understand that being misunderstood is not a bad thing. Being misunderstood is actually working for you. It's working in your favor. It's letting you know who you need to surround yourself with, who you need to be around, who you need to be connected to, who you need to let go, who you need to separate from, right? Listen, and y'all gotta forgive me. I just got done with my 2 mile walk and I had to come in here. I know my face all greased up. I greased my face up before I came out here. But I just got off my walk and I wanted to come give y'all this message that God dropped in my spirit before I get to work. Okay. Now, being misunderstood is a good thing and is working for you because it's letting you know which way to go, like what way to pivot, how to handle things accordingly. I've always been misunderstood. Okay. And I would find myself over explaining, trying to explain myself, trying to explain things that I understand. And it took me a long time to realize or to learn that everybody ain't meant to understand me, right? You got to understand that everybody is not meant to understand you. Everybody is not meant to be connected to you, to go to your next level with you, right? You have people who will hear you. They will hear you loud and clear the first time you say it. The first time you say it. Then there are people who just are not on your level of understanding that's going like be committed to misunderstanding you. They always want to argue. They always want to go back and forth. They always know it all. These are the people you need to separate from. These are people that you can't even have a conversation with. Listen, they not gonna listen. They pride got them in a chokehold. Okay. So when it comes to misunderstanding, Jesus himself was misunderstood. He was always misinterpreted and misunderstood. People always took his words the wrong way and they didn't understand parables. Some people understood the parables he would speak of and some people didn't. And these were people who, like the people who did not believe or did not understand, these were people who did not believe. These were people who they just wanted to doubt him. They were just committed to just thinking negative of him. And this is what you dealing with too. Stop over explaining yourself. You want to stop over explaining yourself because think about it from a spiritual standpoint. You arguing with a devil. You arguing with the enemy, right? People who got the Holy Spirit on the inside of them, they in their right mind. They're willing to learn. They willing to grow. They are willing to open their minds. Listen, these are people that are walking around looking for growth, looking for opportunities, looking for expansion. They are seeking new knowledge and they're willing to listen and understand. People make things like so complicated, and it's because they operate in fear. They operate in pride. Like prideful people literally operate in fear. You have to leave these people where they at. They don't understand you for a reason. They don't understand you because you're not meant to be connected to them. They don't understand you because you're not supposed to be like this with them, right? You got to lead them where they at until they ready to understand. Those not your people. People are gonna listen to you. They're gonna understand. Those are your people. I saw a post yesterday. I think it was yesterday or the day before on Facebook, and it said people. It said get out of your hometown. Your the people from your hometown are not your target audience. You are meant to be global or something like that. And it just got me to thinking like even in the Bible it says a prophet isn't even welcome in his own hometown. Those are not your people. The people who think they know you or the people that knew the old you are not your people. You are becoming or you are becoming a new version of yourself. You're becoming who God created you to be. They don't know you. They don't know that new person. They don't know who God created you to be, right? They cannot speak to that person God created you to be. They cannot understand that person that God created you to be. They cannot understand what that person is saying. They're not on that level. The old you could have a conversation with them. The old you could, kick it with them, hang out with them, and all that kind of stuff. But who you were created to be, that person that you're becoming, that new person, they cannot understand that person, right? So you gotta be okay with being misunderstood. It's okay. Like, it's literally okay. It's actually working for your good. It's actually working for you. It's showing you which direction to go in. It's showing you who you can't be connected to. That's it. That's it. So don't be disappointed when you're having a hard, like, you feel like you're having a hard time explaining something to somebody, or you have to explain it in different ways. No, you don't have to do that. You explain it to a demon that is committed to misunderstanding you. These people don't understand that they are operating with a demonic spirit. That demonic spirit is there to distract you. It's all a distraction. Put that word in the comments, by the way. It's a distraction. It's a distraction. It's there to distract you from what it is that you're supposed to be doing, what it is that you're supposed to be focused on, what it is that God has you working on. It's a distraction. Everything that comes in your life to cause confusion, dysfunction, chaos, it's a distraction because it's not from God. It's not sent from God. God will bring you clarity. He will bring you peace. He will bring you a sound mind, right? So be okay with being misunderstood. That is like, you gotta be okay with that. They're just not meant to be there. They're not meant to be connected to you. They're not meant to hear you. That, like, the work that you've put in has caused you to level up. Therefore, you've got new knowledge. You've read books. You understand things on a different level. You understand things on a whole different playing field. Like, you're up here, right? And so other people who just don't they misunderstand you over and over again, and they committed to arguing and going back and forth and thinking they know everything. Like, listen, those people are not up there. They cannot possibly understand your level of thinking. They can't, because they haven't done the work, right? Think about the eagle and the snake. The eagle takes the snake up in the air, and the snake can't survive up in the air because his he don't have that lung capacity, right? He ain't done the work to be up there that high. He down here on the ground, right? So when the eagle take him up, so he can suffocate and he can have his way with him, right? So he can't breathe up down that high altitude, that high level. And so you got to understand that people that have not done the work to level up will never understand what it is that you are saying, what it is that you're trying to explain. You got to, like that video I put out yesterday, close your mouth. You might as well close your mouth. You might as well stop. Like, I've noticed now, I cannot sit down and have conversations with people like I used to. Like, people that knew the old me, people that the old me was connected to, like close to. I cannot have conversations with these people. Like, I can't have a long conversation with them because it's gonna be filled with know-it-allness. It's gonna be filled with small talk. Like, I can't do that. I don't do that. I don't waste that type of energy and time no more. Right? I talk about big things like growth mentality type stuff, like business, um, goal setting. Like, I like to talk about that kind of stuff. Mindset. That's the type of stuff I like to talk about. Right? Down here, that gossip, that talking about what somebody else did and pointing out other people's flaws and judging people for how they live in it. Like, I can't do that. I can't, because I'm just not on that level no more. That's beneath me. Like, it literally is. It's beneath me for real. And so I had to become okay with being misunderstood, and like, I'm okay with that. Like, you gotta come to that mindset. I'm okay with being misunderstood. It just means that I can't sit down and have a conversation with you. I can't try to help you with anything. I can't give you valuable information. I gotta keep it to myself. Right? Put that in the comments. I gotta keep it to myself. Keep it to yourself. Until somebody come along that is willing and ready to listen and take in what it is that you have to give. Right? As I think about past situations that I've been in, when it comes to friendship, relationship, jobs, whatever. And I would try to explain things. These people were committed to misunderstanding me. And they would act like I'm the crazy one. Like, but now looking back, I see that these people had a demon, like a literal demon, working through them to distract me, to misunderstand. I don't get what you're saying. Like they be saying stuff like that. Like, can you explain what you're saying? Can you explain that? Like you already said what you meant. Like you said one time, you meant what you said, and then they want you to like what you mean by that. You know what I mean by that. Can you explain? I've already explained it. Well, I don't understand like why you did such and such. I just explained why I did such and such. I just explained why I said such and such. Like they want you to over explain yourself. They want you to go to great lengths to explain yourself. When you could have just explained yourself, move forward. But if you're going to great lengths to do something, to go back and forth with a demon, guess what? Now you're distracted from your purpose. Now you're distracted from doing the work of the Lord. You're distracted from becoming the person that God created you to be. It's a distraction. It's a complete distraction. So I want you to be okay with being misunderstood today. If you come into an encounter with somebody that just act like they don't understand you, say okay. I'm not gonna explain. Just walk away. Like don't explain yourself. I used to be oof, baby when it over explaining, man. I'm trying to get you to understand where I'm coming from. I'm trying to get you to understand what I'm saying. I'm trying to get you to see my standpoint, see my viewpoint, my perspective, so that you can level up too. Like I'm trying to get you to understand, right? Mm-mm. It's draining. You'll find yourself drained at the end of the day. So today, take back your power, take back your energy, and stop over explaining. If you are an over explainer, if you have to go to great lengths to try to get somebody to understand you and then they still don't understand you, understand that these people are committed to misunderstanding you, and you arguing with a demon. You going back and forth with a demon. You trying to explain it to a demon what it is that you know. You cannot do that. It's a distraction. You cannot do that. Okay? So remember, you are up here. Your mind, you've done the work. You've done the self development work. You've done the work necessary to get to that level. You have the capacity to breathe up there. These people will suffocate if you try to bring them up there. You can't do that. That's not your job. Okay? That's a God-sized problem. Put it in the comments. That is a God-sized problem. Let God do the work. Okay? Take your hands off of it. You gotta let them people move when they ready to move. Okay? They gonna get the knowledge from somewhere else, but they ain't meant to hear it from you. They meant to hear it from somebody else, and then they gonna come back and tell you. If they ever get to that point, they'll come back and tell you, you know, you were right 5 years ago when you told me such and such. Like they gonna come back and tell you that. They gonna come back and say, you know what? I understand what you were saying. Oh, thank you, Holy Spirit. I was thinking about a time where my brother told me to leave my hometown. He told me and my sister, he said, leave your hometown, leave leave your hometown. I was almost going to say the city name, but leave your hometown. Get out of get out of there. You got to leave in order to grow. And I didn't understand that until I got my first apartment. It was years later, probably about 4 or 5 years later after he had told me that. And I finally understood. And I said, I finally see what you meant now. I told him, I said, I understand what you meant when you said leave your hometown. I understand what you meant when you said get out of my parents' house. I understand now. And so, and like now, it's probably what, mm, it's probably about 3 years. That happened 3 years ago, so it's probably about 3 years later now, and I understand it on a whole deeper level, like an even deeper level. And so, the more you grow, the more you learn, and a lot of people just aren't growing. A lot of people are stagnant. And these are the people that are gonna misunderstand you, and you gotta be okay with that. So, yeah, that's the message, y'all. Be okay with being misunderstood. Don't let people distract you from what it is that you're supposed to be focused on. You got to block out distractions in 2025. You got to block out distractions for what God is taking you. Got to. You got to. Okay? You got a big calling on your life. You have something purposeful on this earth to do before you leave up out of here. Okay. So do what's necessary, put in the work, be okay with being misunderstood. Those are just not your people, that you're not meant to be connected to them. Okay. So I just want to give y'all that little quick message. I'm gonna go in here and get ready for the day and um get everything started. So yeah, I love y'all and I will be talking to y'all in the next video.